It's been a minute. I hope y'all can hear me. Oh gosh, I gotta fix this. I hope y'all can hear me. I got my face mask on, my turmeric mask. Oh, hold on. I just watched an interesting live. A very interesting live. And even at this moment, the voices of the children playing in the background, I don't know if you can hear that, is a blessing. Because, and most of you who are my followers and who have been my followers, even though I don't post, I haven't been posting frequently like I should be in years. But when I post, I post. I mean what I post, right? So the blessing of hearing children play is something that second by second, minute by minute, no one should take advantage of. Because imagine living in a world where you don't hear children play. Imagine living in a world where you don't hear children's laughter. What does that mean? That means you're either in a concentration camp. That means that you're living in a communist society. Or you're not on earth or in heaven. How about that? So I'm really just, not to, well, this, of course, I when I go live, I usually, or when even I post, I go deep. So Lionsgate 2021. It's important. It's important because being in the like the current world we live in now. I'm in the hood. When you hear the cars go by and the bass is like rocking the house, but not in the hood, but it's the hood. I don't care. But we live in a society right now where prayer number 1, declare and decree, amen. We live in a society where nothing is promised. Nothing is guaranteed on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. Everyone's freedom was yanked slightly. It was just a taste of what freedom being taken away feels like. It was just a taste. And I'm speaking of COVID. I'm speaking of the coronavirus. To be on lockdown. The world in one day, in 1 week, in 1 month, got in 1 year, got a taste of what lockdown and being controlled by if you don't understand how it feels to be an animal in a zoo or a pet in a pet store or a pet, everyone on earth at the same damn time got a chance to experience what it's like to be, or for lack thereof, to not be a king in his jungle, to not be able to roam and live freely. What we have also experienced is if you've been woke, let's put it that way, is that you already knew that you weren't free. But it's like a mother having a contraction. It's like contracting for the first time as a woman. I can speak from that. I don't have a child, but I on a monthly basis I have cramps, so I know what a minimal contraction is, right? But The lockdown was a woman's first contraction. Like this first year has been a woman's first contraction, and even from the first day to the month to the week to the month to the year, it's been contractions that's been intensifying. There's a birth that's getting ready to take place. There's a major change. This is the world, the earth, the mother earth, the world has been contracting. And there's a birth getting ready to take place that is very unfamiliar to what people of this planet are used to experiencing, and that's just the truth. There will be some attempts to delay this birth, but this birth is biblical. This birth can't be stopped. The contraction has already started. This thing is alive and well. Whether or not anyone thinks it's, positive, a good, bad thing, at the end of the day, the only thing that I care about is seeing my Messiah and being caught up. I can care less about, any of the external factors. I don't anticipate being a part of the negative side of this birth. Because, in a birth, there's always something beautiful, because there's a life being given, but there's a life that's being taken away at the same time. And let me explain it to you. Through contractions, when a mother gives birth to a child, there's a life that has been given, right? There's a brand new life that's been formed and is in this world now. But then there's a life that has been taken away from the woman who has given birth. And oftentimes the father, because their life changes. So the life that you once knew before having a child is altered, right? So everything is shifting. As hard as it may be to understand that concept and ideology, it is shifting. Financials, or not financials, but the financial markets, real estate, healthcare, recreationally, just, food for human consumption. Everything is changing. Protocol. Everything is changing across the board. And it's almost like, what do you call it? The people at the zoo, the cage master. I don't know. People that control the animals in the cells or in their cages. I don't know what you call them at the zoo, but it's almost like gradually, caging a group of people, but gradually introducing them to what's to come, so it's less of a blow. It's like it's not even felt. It's not even. It's like introducing people to a new way of life, a new everything that they wouldn't naturally accept if it was just if they were smacked in the face with it. So like the powers that be ease the people into it. So when it happens, it's almost like, oh, okay, well, we've already lost this, so like losing that is like, by the time it's all said and done, the people will wake up and realize, okay, we're really living in a cage, or this is really becoming like it's a communist world. You know what I mean? Not society, not country, world. So this Lionsgate, going back to what I was really originally trying to get to, this Lionsgate 2021 is so important. It was important last year because it was the beginning of this pandemic, or whatever you want to call it. People have swayed away from understanding why it happened, who's behind it, who's responsible for it. We've just gotten to a level of comfort. And when you get to a level of comfort and you say, okay, you know what? I'm okay with, my brother being shot in the head. He's gone. It's no need for me to dig up old wounds and try to figure out or try to find out who's the person that killed my brother. That person is still out killing other people's brother and people, It's that kind of energy. It's like, by the time this whole pandemic thing settles, before the re-rupture, people are going to have been at a comfort level where they won't even notice the change. It will have already been a lifestyle. So whatever this new introduction to whatever is going to be, it's going to be like, oh, okay, so I'm not to be redundant. Lionsgate last year was important. It's important now. Why? Because we're going into round 2. The second year, the second wave, the second of this pandemic, this virus. What do they call it? They've got a part 2 of it now, whatever it's called. There's a new string. And that's a slap in the face, when it comes to the powers that be and anybody who's in control of anything in the medical field moving forward, because they're not protecting the public. They're not protecting the public to the point where, okay, you lift all these restrictions and you said we can go out without masks and we can just continue on with our lives. And 1 month later, literally, post June, 1 month later in June, full of July, the coronavirus is like reigniting. Boom, reigniting. It's all, we all know that corona and COVID-19 doesn't play well in colder weather. So we're in August. What's next? Colder weather. So going back to Lionsgate, that, that night, that morning, whatever the Most High calls you to do regarding Lionsgate. I'm not going to speak on what I'm doing, but it will be advantageous to be as proactive toward protecting yourself, your family, your loved ones, your community, from just the reignition. And when I say protecting, I'm talking about protecting through the Most High. Like, I don't know, people do their own thing, but through scripture, meditation, however you do your thing, get in that Lionsgate energy for yourself. Like some people, you may be selfish. I don't know. You may want to just I'm going to look out for myself. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, use Lionsgate 2021 wisely, because once we get into that year of the 2022, by February 2022, okay, I'm going to put it to you this way, and I'm going to put this, I'm going to hashtag this, and my words from the beginning of this video into the end is copywritten. I copyright my words. Mark my word. The year of 2022 will be the year of touching and agreeing. And when I say touching and agreeing, whoever you touch with, if they don't have, it's almost like the way, what you think, what you see, what you feel, how you smell, what you eat. If you touch a person and that person, let's just say that person is a murderer, right? And you touch that person, you shake hands with that person. You have just agreed with what they do. That's what we're coming up against. That's how potent this next wave of corona will be in the next year. The Most High wanted me to say couple years. The couple years part is definitely a part of tribulation. That's the tribulation period, obviously. So come 2/2 or February 2nd, 2022, the year of touch and agree. Pick a side. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it right there. Pick a side.